10 goals in 20 matches. So what's your target after 23 matches?
I don't exactly have a target in terms of goals because games are always different. But the most important is obviously getting the shield, and then there's a second trophy at stake. So I think we've shown across this season that we don't just rely on one goal scorer. We've relied on a lot of goal scorers, and that's a sign of a good team. That's a sign of a team that they're hungry from the back all the way through to the front. So there's been no pressure on me all season, and when you go into seasons like that, you feel really good, and winning games is the most important thing. And we've shown that the last 6 months of football. It's been great.
And one more, where do you put your goal against Kerala last year in your game? In which position?
My second goal with the combination from Vishal, flick on by Apuya, and then me and Jason with a combination. I think I've not scored too many goals where there've only been 4 passes and it's in the back of the net, so it's very transitional, very quick. But it's in my top 10. That goal, I had to look over my head and wait for the goalkeeper to come out. I knew he was coming, so I just had to lob it over him. If I took a touch, he would have probably taken me out for a penalty or maybe even got it himself. So I had to take it early.
Is it the best goal in your career?
In terms of the best quality in Indian Super League, it's definitely that. I've scored a few in my career, which, as a striker, sometimes they're not all about how they look aesthetically. It's all about moments in games, and I'd even put down some of my derby goals here in India, one of my favourites. It's an interesting question to answer. The minute I landed in Kolkata, I knew I was in the right place. From the reception I had at the airport was something that I've never experienced, and the start didn't pan out how things are, but I always believe that everything happens for a reason. And I was injured for 8 weeks. Had to build my fitness, had to earn the trust of the coach, and I always say to people and to fans, don't judge us at the start, judge us at the end. And I'm sure if we had have said to Mohan Bagan fans or the media, in February or March we're going to be sitting 10 points clear, you would have been very happy, and we would have been very happy. So we sit here not content, but we always want to strive for better. But I think as we've gotten the season, we've gotten better. And that's a sign of a really, really good team and a really strong team, and we're getting our bodies back from injuries, and we're showing at the pointy end of the season why we deserve to be here. So, yeah, I knew from day one I was destined for good things. The sole provider of goals. We never had a across the board from front to back, even the midfielders producing goals, and we've been really deadly in set pieces, but we work on these things, and the coach is very thorough with his process, and they're not by chance, they're not by luck. We work on these things, and when you've got quality of Alberto, Tom, Subasic, Dipendu, you're always going to score goals. And like I said, the pressure's not on me. The pressure is going out there and playing some good football and winning games, and we've consistently done that, and that's a sign of a very, very good team. We've scored goals from multiple positions off the bench as well, and yeah, that just shows the strong side that we are.
Well done. Greg and Jason, to playing with whom you feel most comfortable on the field?
I don't think it's about being comfortable. I think throughout the season there's been times where Greg injured and then Dimmy played, and then then Greg started playing, and then Jason's playing. So I know that whenever I'm playing with those guys, they're going to create chances, and I'm going to create chances for them. So it's not about having a one combination, because I think that all those players and all the guys up front with myself have contributed to wins. I've won with Dimmy, I've won with Greg, and I've won with Jason. So along with our wingers, even the young Suhail coming through, it's a joy to play with them, and that's why every single game I'm giving my all and running as much as I can, and taking on board everything that the coach wants us to do. And it just shows that we're such a good team that no matter what combination, we're always coming out on top.
Your experience here, and what is the influence of Coach Molina on the team? How it has developed so far?
Look, my experience has been nothing but great. Obviously the start, but I always knew that we were going to finish off with some success. We're not there yet. We know we have 3 games to produce 3 points, and that will ultimately get us the trophy that we set out for at the start. And we're really close, but look, we have to turn up. There's 3 games to win it, but we'll take one step at a time. And but one thing about the coach, he's always, every single week, he's always bringing us back down to earth and making sure that we're not getting too ahead of ourselves, making sure that we're just focused on the job. And every week you enjoy the wins, but once it's done, from Monday to Friday, it's business, and you turn up on a Saturday wanting to win again. And for a team to not lose too many games this season, it's a joy to be a part of. This game is about results, it's about winning, and it's about scoring goals and entertaining. And we've shown that at the back we don't concede many goals. Vishal's been awesome, our back four has been great. And when you're an attacker and you go out knowing that your team's not going to concede too many chances or too many goals, it takes a little bit of pressure off us, and we can go out and enjoy freely. It hasn't been easy. I heard the coach before talk about so many teams, when they play against us, they tend to play 5 or 6 at the back, and that leaves us attackers with 2 or 3 players to handle. And over time, maybe the first half is not so great, but we just keep chipping away, and eventually, like the Punjab game, I had to wait till, I think it was the 60th minute to score my volley, and it was a crowded box, but I still managed to get my touch and shot off. And we'll always get chances, and that's what teams need to be wary of. When we're here, we're very strong. So if you want to come and play a back 4 or back 5, back 6, for example, we'll always get our chances. So we look forward to playing at home tomorrow night, and I heard it's going to be a great crowd, and I look forward to that.
Colleague, what's your message for them?
Look, my message is for these boys is never be satisfied. I think, they've obviously scored a lot of goals this season, had great seasons, but it's not just one year. You've got to do it consistently on a consistent basis. Listen to your coaches. That's the most important thing I learned as a young kid, is take the advice. And when the training's over, when the coach blows the whistle, you stay out, you do extra. You stay another 10, 15 minutes and you work on situations which you think you can improve your game. And if it's your right footer, then you work on your left foot. If you need to work on your heading, you get your wingers to go out there and cross balls so you can work on your heading. So I've done that as a young kid, and there's no surprise that, for me to have over 200 goals in my career, I've worked so hard to get there. And these young boys, they've got a bright future, and hopefully in a couple of years, if I'm still here, we can be training together and maybe playing together.
Front of the ticket counter, then also it is expected to be full house, because the fans have belief on you that you will bring the shield on tomorrow only. So is it an added pressure or added motivation for the boys?
No, I think we owe it to our fans, and the reason I say that is because the last derby was taken out of Kolkata to beat East Bengal, and right now we're the big team in this city, and they deserve to see a team lift another trophy. And we still have 2 home games to go, but we know that tomorrow night 3 points will be enough. But there's still a match tonight. We'll go to bed hopefully with a little smile on our faces, but at the same time, we know we've got 3 matches to make this possible, and we need all our fans, whether it's tomorrow night or it's the game against Goa. It could happen in Mumbai, but look, we're taking it one step at a time. Our coach is always saying to us, it's 1 game per week, and the focus is on tomorrow night. And if it's a sellout, awesome, I can't wait. When I was deemed fit by the doctors and the coaches, that was the Mohammedan game, and I knew that scoring on my starting debut, that I just had to stay fit and make sure that the coaches and the club can rely on me and trust me, and I do everything I can possible off the pitch. I look after my body, I make sure I'm always in tip-top condition, I eat the right things, I do my recovery, and I don't want to take a game for granted. As I'm 31 years of age now, around 300-400 games, every match is important for me, and representing this football club is a huge honour, and I know that this team needs me in special moments. And I've gotten better as the season's gone on. I'm in a little hot patch of form at the moment. My last 2 games have been 4 goals, but at any chance you can bank on me to try and take another shot at goal. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. I know there will be chances, whether who plays or not. If selected, I'll be there ready to try and get us 3 points, and I want to lift my first trophy in India.
You are knocking the door of the championship. So what kind of talks are going on between you players in the dressing room, and what is the plan of celebration tomorrow?
It's I think as players you kind of every week you want to win, you win, you win. You look at the table, Gora getting results, so you know that we have 3 games, but we still have 3 matches. So if we were to be successful tomorrow night, we still have Mumbai 5 days later. So there really will be no celebration. There might be a couple, drinks in terms of Gatorade in the dressing room and a little bit of a celebration. But look, we know it's one game. It's 90 minutes tomorrow night. We really want to put on a performance. We've been so strong at home. We love playing at home. And like we touched on, there's going to be a great crowd. So what better way to try and give them success, and we've earned that. And one thing I want to say to obviously the fans, and never take these moments for granted. Never take a trophy for granted. You never know when they're going to come around. And although I know Mohan Bagan, and the reason why I joined this club is to be successful. Football is a crazy sport. Some you win, some you lose, but I know that the standard is always high, and this club will always attract top players, top Indian players, top staff. So it's a joy to be a part of, and I hope tomorrow night we can create history. We already have our records, so I'll always go back to Australia. When I retire, I'll always look back and think that we won the highest points tally in ISL history. But and I'm really proud of that. I think when I first joined this club, I told Sanjeev, I said, look, thank you for the trust, and you've brought me in here to break records and to try and win trophies, and we're so close now. And to do that with 3 games to go, I think everybody should be proud of their efforts. Yes, it wasn't until I found out from Vinay Chopra that maybe a couple of years ago this club were interested in me, but I was still contracted with Melbourne City, and I had a long-term contract there, so it was impossible to move here. But the minute I knew I was coming, and the minute it was signed, look, I was so hungry, and I'm still hungry, but I know that when I first joined, that I was up against a little bit of pressure. I will be honest, and I know that people expected a lot of things from me, and because previous Australians have come here and been successful, and I didn't want to be that player that came and flopped, so to speak. And I knew that the start of the season, when I did have this injury, I was a little bit in the dumps, and I had to overcome those things. But the one thing I'm lucky is that the people of Kolkata have been supportive, the fans, the staff, everybody's been really kind to me, and I know that whenever you work hard, you'll always get your rewards, but you just have to work that little bit harder, and that's what I think I've done, and the coaching staff and all us players, we spend in those hours. It's not by chance that we're sitting at the top by 10 points, and like I said, from when I joined, they had trophies, and hopefully whilst I'm still here, we still win those trophies. So, look forward to tomorrow night.
Thank you, my friend.